Let's take a closer look at the late work policy for electives which meet 2 days a week at Sacred Heart. This policy is a little bit different than the one you have for classes which meet daily, or classes that meet a little less frequently than that, say Spanish, religion, and PE. Now, all of those policies count days as class days that you have to make things up. Let's say you are late turning an assignment in for math. You're going to go to that class the next day, so we count it as being one class day late. Well, with a class like drama, per se, that only meets a few days a week, we count the actual days school is in session, not the days that you attend the class when we're looking at the late work policy. Now, with all work, you're expected to have it in at the beginning of the class on the due date. Let's say, for example, that you have class on Tuesday. Your assignment is due Tuesday when the bell rings for the beginning of that class. Now, let's say you don't have your assignment done quite yet and you start scribbling it out in class on Tuesday. Well, that assignment is going to be late, and you're going to get 80% credit for that assignment, whether you turn it in at the end of Tuesday's class or you wait all the way until the end of the school day Wednesday. I will take any assignment that comes in a day late by the end of the following school day. So, turn in Tuesday's assignment by the time school lets out on Wednesday. You get 80% credit. Now, let's say you're a little farther behind on your assignment and you don't get it in on Wednesday. Well, if you turn it in between, say, 3:31 on Wednesday afternoon and the end of the school day on Thursday, you're still going to get credit. You get 60% credit, so 40% off for being over a day late. If you don't get your assignment in by the end of the school day on Thursday, there is no credit for that assignment. So make sure that you are on top of getting your assignments in and not waiting until the following week if you aren't going to see my class prior to that. There are 3 ways you can turn in your late assignments. The first way, you can submit your work electronically. That means use Office 365. Put your assignment in your OneNote notebook. Send it to me via email. You all should have my email from the syllabus, bboyd@sacredheart.org. You can snap a photo of a written assignment and email me that picture. There are a lot of electronic ways to get your assignment in. And the perk of sending something in electronically is that it has a timestamp if you email it in to me. That way, if we have any questions about when you submitted it and how much credit you receive, we can go back to that timestamp. Now, the second thing you can do is turn your work into the purple bin in my classroom. Now, this is good for the days that we have class, which would be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Otherwise, don't turn things into that purple bin. It does not get checked after school on Thursday through to the beginning of the following week. If you turn an assignment into the purple bin on a day that I'm not at Sacred Heart, then your assignment won't get considered collected until the following week when I'm back in school. Now, if I'm not in school, say it's Friday, and you want to turn an assignment in, then you can bring your assignment in to the front office. Give it to Mrs. Wyman at the front desk and ask her to put it in my box. That way, it will be considered turned in even if I'm not on campus. Once you do that, send me an email that tells me you turned this assignment in. That will be your proof of the time you submitted it. Now, let's say that you were out sick for one of our classes. The sick policy, let's scroll back up a little bit here to try and get a good sick policy. There we are. So if you were out sick, then anything that was assigned prior to your illness that was due while you were sick, let's say that you were out on Wednesday and we had a homework assignment due Wednesday, then that should be turned in the next class that you are back from. That is an actual class day, so you don't have to bring it in on a day we don't meet. I will accept it for full credit during our next class. If I assigned work during your absence, it is still due on the due date, and it will be subject to that late work policy. Now, where can you find information about all of those assignments? You guessed it, in our OneNote notebook. So if you are out sick, if you have a prearranged absence, if you forget to write down your homework, go check the OneNote notebook. Your information will be there. Barring that, you can check with a classmate, put a note on Teams asking what you missed, or send me an email. One way or another, you'll be able to get the information you need. Now, if you have any questions about the late work policy, please make sure to touch base with me at the beginning of the next class. We can clarify any issues. The late work policy will also be posted in our classroom, so you can take a look at it to see when you need to have work in and how much credit you'll get depending on the day you turn it in. Thanks so much.